What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gaming Without Parole. Sitting across from me today is Dezrah.
Hello, and sitting across from me is Brian Paul.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Actually, very fine.
I don't think people tuned in for small talk.
They didn't?
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a really cool app, though. You should try it out. Small Talk. Yeah.
Okay.
It was an early chatbot. Anyways.
What was the app? Was it called Voice Jammer or Speech Jammer? Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
It was this weird thing. Sorry for not talking about what you tuned in for. Speech Jammer was so you basically you plug your headphones into your phone, you put your headphones in, and then you try to talk normally.
Oh yeah, so that's actually based off of this Japanese team's research. I saw a demo of that at the Boston Museum of Science a bunch of years ago, and basically now they've actually weaponized it.
Come on.
No, it's something that you can basically. What happens is when there's a certain amount of delay between you speaking, you hearing your voice, your brain just freaks out and just says, nope, where it stopped. I experienced this, I believe, when I was my class president in high school. Yay.
I believe it. You should have seen him tonight. He's super friendly. Yeah.
Only professionally. In my personal life, I hate people. But no, that's not true.
What are you going to do?
Most people.
I do.
But
even in my professional life.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
But so it was giving the speech, and it was outside of the high school, but the way they had the sound, like the speakers were still connected to the PA system in the high school. So I would talk, and then there was like a quarter of a second delay between the echo coming back to me. And even then I was a little bit off. But then at the Museum of Science, they actually had it where he could control the delay. Yeah. And he just had someone reading, and to the rest of us, we didn't know what was happening. They were just reading and reading, and all of a sudden they just and couldn't talk anymore. But it's the same thing as the app.
That's
funny.
awesome.
It's an app now.
I was convinced that Speech Jammer was going to be the next big thing, like that everybody was going to be doing it, and it was like disappeared like just as fast as it came.
Well, because it's cool for a second, just like, wow, that's really cool. Okay,
and it's over.
So, yeah.
But what we're actually here to talk about today
is Speech Jammer.
It's Speech Jammer. It's Pokemon Go. Sorry it took us so long to get around to doing this. It's been an idea that I've had for a while. Yeah. The idea for Without Parole Games doing something, Pokemon Go, has gone through a few iterations. Mm-hmm. My original idea was to have 3 people that were not me or Des sitting around the table, and it was going to be the Pokemon Go show, and it was going to be a weekly thing, and they could tell their adventures. I don't know anybody who was willing to commit to that. If you can commit to that and you want to be part of this channel, then let me know.
I think part of the problem is that people were interested in Pokemon Go enough to do that.
Yeah.
Are out playing Pokemon Go. So what we're going to do a special segment of Gaming Without Parole. We're going to hit it up once. We're going to see how it does. If you like this episode, let us know, because there is so much more we could do with Pokemon Go. And I don't know about you, I am 100% totally addicted to this game. I just hit level 21 today. I know that's not huge for some of you, but it is huge for me. And I've been having such a good time with it. Yeah, I'm a little jealous. I was starting to play. Unfortunately, my phone that allowed me to play it is now dead. So, Kickstarter soon for Dez's new phone. No,
right? GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, yeah.
Seems more appropriate.
Yeah, actually, we're just going to be getting a new one. But
Patreon.
Patreon Dez's phone. How sad is that? My second appearance on the show, and I'm already
asking for money.
Yeah. No, I am not doing that. But the point is, I've really enjoyed it, and more to the point, even especially after tonight, which I guess we'll talk about in a little bit.
Sure.
I am super on board with this. I think it is a total good. There are very few things out there that are total goods, and thinks this so far seems to be one.
So we should probably just dive right into it.
Yeah.
And this will definitely speak to what we saw tonight. Mm-hmm. If anybody knows me out there, then they know me to be basically a vampire. I come home and I make sure that my blinds are shut. I don't want to see any sunlight. I want to play video games by myself, indoors, on my couch, all alone, in the dark, right? And getting me to go outside is practically impossible. So this is really strange for me that I would gravitate toward a game like this. And want to, like, I wake up and I go, how much time do I have before work? Is there enough time to go down and play Pokemon in the common?
I think that's from what we're hearing from a lot of people. The number one comment we're getting is just like, it's a reason for me to get out of the house. I'm getting all this exercise. And another common refrain is like, I'm meeting people. There's a community.
Right.
Which, I got one of my many backgrounds. I come from a camping background, and one of the things we learn is community is like so important to people. Even
what is a camping background?
You
just did a lot of camping?
No, I was a program director at summer camp.
Oh, I'm all caught up.
Yeah,
I was picturing like you and the wife and kids like in an RV, being like, this is my background of camping.
No,
we've been doing it for years.
Yeah. Yeah, camping by ourselves, you learn so much about community. But seriously, like one of humans' basic needs, we're a social animal. We need communities, and even those of us who are like consider ourselves, loners would be one way to put it, or more introverted. You still need that connection with other people, and this is just this tool that's landed in our laps to, encourage us to go out there and form communities. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. And it's the other strange thing for me is that it's a free to play game.
Yeah,
it's a free to play game. I don't think in my entire memory, like my entire life, I have a memory of playing another free to play game for more than 2 minutes just to check it out and be like, okay, I know what this is. I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I picked this up and I don't think I've put it back down.
Yeah.
And I've spent. So this is the genius of Niantic and the Pokemon Company. I spent $40 on this game, and but I mean I've probably spent 100 hours with it, and so that means I've got an Amazon addiction. I play every PlayStation 4 game I can get my hands on, and I have played Pokemon Go more than I've played my PlayStation 4 at all, like collectively in the last month.
But what I think the genius part is like I haven't spent it when I was playing. I haven't spent a dime on it, and I don't feel like the experience is lessened.
Right.
I'm still having just as much fun. I there are a few free to play games. Like I play The Simpsons Tapped Out. It's a
Really?
Yeah, I do. I know.
What game is that?
It's kind of like a Farmville knockoff, but it's The Simpsons.
Okay. Yep.
And it's a freemium game. I just got hooked on it early, and I like The Simpsons, so sue me. But you can definitely tell it's like, oh wow, if I were paying, this would have been a lot easier. This would happen a lot faster. So there's always this little thing in the back of your head. But you don't get. I don't know. I don't get that with Pokemon Go. It's still fun to walk around, and I could know, okay, maybe I could buy a lure here, but I don't really care because I'm still having a blast.
Yeah, you never need to spend money to enjoy Pokemon Go. There is if I don't want to get into too many of the specifics, I guess, of the game, because I think anybody who's watching this right now already knows how to play. But
that's a fair. Yeah,
I hope. I mean, if not, then there's plenty of places to figure it out. The gyms, if you're good at battling at the gyms, and you can win the coins that you would normally pay for.
Right.
So there's a way in game to make money. So if you want to play this game, then you never need to pay $1 for it. I don't regret a single penny that I've spent on this. I've $40 in, and I'm very happy. I'll probably spend more.
That's great.
Yeah. So I've got like a list of things I want to talk about. One of the other cool things about Pokemon Go, I think, was for me when I first started this thing up, was that I didn't know anything. It doesn't actually, strangely, it holds your hand for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's really no tutorial. Yeah.
Right. And then you're like, okay, what do these circles mean? Like, why is it yellow? Why is it green? Why is it shrinking? Like, what do I do? And like between that and items, it's almost brought me back to being in like 5th or 6th grade, being out on the playground and like going to somebody and talking about Castlevania, and saying, oh, hey, did you know that if you go to this corner in this part of the map, you duck down and like this, what? Really? And then you can't wait to get home and try it. With this, yes, you could go on Google. Yes, you could go on IGN. And yes, they have like these big, wiki guides about how to do everything. I've purposefully avoided those because it's so much more fun to just learn from other people and kind of learn on your own too.
Well, I think also another on the flip side of that, some of those guides is really just people's best guesses. I mean, there have been a few things where people were just wrong about.
Yeah.
They said, oh, you have to do this and you'll get this certain Pokemon. And no, it's just that happened to be a coincidence for you. That's actually not it. I mean, there have been a few cases, I guess, where people have actually gone into like the code and kind of like, found like real answers. But no, I hadn't thought about that. That is one of the charms where you are actually trying to figure things out. I think that also adds to the more, I don't know, multicultural. It's just there's not so much of a language issue. Like if there's a really in-depth tutorial, well, you better speak English, right? Or better at least be able to read English. I've got a couple kids, and
they're young enough so that when they were playing it, they didn't really need to read through a whole lot of menus. They could just kind of figure out, I swipe this, the colors happen, and we go.
Yeah.
So
it's about as simple as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, surface level it is, at least. Awesome. So maybe we should talk about what we just came back from doing.
Well, I just come back from the bathroom. Is this really the appropriate place to discuss that?
Did you take the camera in with you?
Well, you asked me to, so.
Dezra's fired. Dez is...
We can edit that, right?
Oh, no, that's going in. Nothing gets edited out. Oh, wait, wrong show.
Yeah. Everything is edited out.
Nothing gets edited in, except for what we're about to talk about. Right. So, Dez and I took a walk down to the Common. Mm-hmm. We live in Worcester, and in the Common,
heart of Massachusetts.
It's right behind City Hall, and pretty much until the cops kick you out, you can find people wandering around and playing Pokemon Go in groups by themselves. I was down there for 3 hours in the middle of the day today. Again, real strange for me. But we decided to head on down there tonight and talk to a few people. This is
the first time I've been down in that section of the city since Pokemon Go has started. I live in a different part of the city, and I was amazed. Yeah. It was just, individuals, groups, families with kids. It's everything you hear about Pokemon Go. It's true, and it's happening right here in our city, and I couldn't be happier. It was pretty exciting to see it, actually.
Yeah. So what do you say we cut for a second?
Okay.
And we go watch some people. We're gonna talk to.
Show us Magic Screen
right back here. We're gonna watch some interviews that we had with people. Very very nice people found in the Common. Surprisingly receptive to us, to just walking up to them out of the blue.
Yeah.
Dezrah is a nicer person than I am. If I had gone up to people, they would have been running away. I'm assuming.
Well, it's the knife.
In the shadow.
I keep telling you should not be carrying the knife.
But the blood that drips off of it is just so cool.
I mean, it does add to your look, granted, but it's not going to help you get those interviews.
Right.
Yeah. Bats. That's what baseball bat.
I thought you meant Zubats.
No, there's too many of those.
Okay. So we'll be back in just a second to talk a little bit more about Pokemon Go. But here's a sample of what we saw tonight downtown Worcester.
Hi, Alana.
Why should you start playing? Yeah. I mean, to be honest, most of the people that are playing have been into Pokemon forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of something that came up at the end of the line. Everyone's like super stoked about it. I mean, it's a good excuse to get out of the house. I mean, meet new people. I mean, no one cares about race or age or anything like that. You see all different walks of life here. Everyone's just playing Pokemon. Some gangster-ass, thug-ass dudes, and you see what they're doing. They're like, just trying to catch them all, man. And it's me out here looking like a metalhead, whatever. Nerdy, geeky dudes.
That's awesome.
Old people, young people, people out here with the kids all the time. It's really bringing people together, getting people out of the house, and it's super positive, to be honest.
Last night we were in Elm Park, and this happened.
This guy's gonna catch a Wartortle.
Quality cuts out for a second.
You got this, man. Push. Nice. Nice. Let's see what it is. 3. I'm sorry.
It was a Psyduck.
That's so weird.
So the Wartortle turned into a Psyduck for everyone. So I rushed across the park and grabbed a bunch of people. I was like, come catch the Wartortle. And I got everybody pumped up. And when the guy went to catch it, it turned into a Psyduck. And I felt so bad.
Well, this is different than what everybody grew up with. This is becoming more current. I like this game because I've noticed a whole huge community of people coming together, and people like me, I have obviously a disability, and getting me out of the house and getting me to be more active is a challenge.
Yeah.
And this has forced me to kind of do it because it's fun.
Right,
and I don't even think that I'm moving around and getting exercise. It's just like, oh, I have to go over here now. Oh, I have to go over there. Yeah. And then it's finding new Pokemon and learning about the game through that. So I think it's a good time.
Why should I play Pokemon?
Because it gets you out, it helps you interact with people around the community, it brings people together, and also it's just a really fun game to play, and it makes people happy, and it's more exercise for people who haven't really gotten it. And I think it's wonderful.
So what's your favorite technique or strategy? Like, what are we trying? Are you trying to like max your XP, or are you trying to like push up your creature's XP? Or
I'm trying to push up the Pokemon first before I push up my level, because the higher the level you get, the harder it is to catch Pokemon, and the less that will show up around you.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right, so that's actually an interesting strategy. Nostalgia.
It's my childhood coming back and just punching me in the face. Like everything that I wanted to do.
So we like getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
If you like getting punched in the face, please. Cool. So nostalgia. Like your child coming back.
We actually like get out of the house now. It's kind of fun. Like we see things.
I actually drive the speed limit most of the time now, so I can get.
Yeah, stoplights and stop signs are like my new favorite thing. I used to hate them, but now I like to slow down. But no, we don't play while we drive.
No.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely not.
So any cool, like anything interesting happened? Well, how long have you been playing?
We were playing
The day it came out.
No, it was like
we were a little bit after.
We were in Worcester.
I started playing in Boston.
We were kind of under a rock while it came out.
Okay.
And we were back in like where we get cell phone service, and we were like, wow, what is everyone's talking about this? So we were like, oh, we'll try it, and then since.
Any like interesting stories or anything weird happening?
The other day we were at Elm Park in Worcester, and we got brought aside by the police there at 12 o'clock for trespassing. I guess there's a curfew.
This was before the update where it tells you not to trespass.
Yeah. So there's no.
But there's no signs or anything, so we were walking around and they came over and just like, excuse me, what are you doing? We're like, we're just Pokemoning.
Pro tip: if you're in Worcester, no Elm Park after midnight.
Even though the night before we were there at 4 a.m. and no one said.
But loaded with Magmars though.
All right. So what level we got to?
I've got the 26.
26, highest so far tonight. Nice.
Awesome.
Excellent. And team?
Blue Mystic.
Mystic. All right, another Mystic. Okay. There might be something to this.
I was in Pokemon Blue game when I started in the Game Boy back in junior high school.
Okay.
Been attached to it ever since then, so I had to go Blue.
Stick with Blue. All right.
Absolutely.
So this is the first like reasoning I've heard. This is nice. Everyone else is just like Mystic because Mystic.
I'm a Water type 2 fan, so Squirtle is my first one.
All right. So we're Pokemon Pro here.
I enjoy the games. It's all about community, and grew up playing the games, getting through junior high school, etc. So absolutely.
So let's see, we're level. So any interesting stories happened like since you've been playing, like weird interactions with people?
My sister, who she's not as big of a fan as I am, but she caught a Blastoise, and it happened about Park Ave a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
There was a big crowd, maybe about 50 people, all running down to, near Elm Park, all rushing to try to get this thing. I was 5 minutes too late. I was so mad, but she's been texting me and showing off ever since, and I still haven't gotten it yet. So awesome. I'm very happy for her, but hopefully I can get to that point. I can catch one too.
And we're back.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, those guys were awesome. Everybody that participated, and even the ones who didn't participate, and even the ones who said no, we'd rather not be on camera. We appreciate you.
Right.
Thank you.
But the thing is, and they were still super nice. We're like, yeah, we'd love to talk about it. I just don't feel like being on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see those interviews, but still, it's 3 weeks ago. Well, no, it's been out for a couple months. So let's say
it's been just over a month, right?
Just over a month. So
something like that.
More than a month ago, if you walked up to someone in Elm Park, hi, my name's Des. This is Brian. Can we ask you some questions? You'll be lucky if you get a no before the mace comes out.
Yeah.
Now it's just like what I noticed was when we were talking to someone, like other people were like, oh, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
They just instantly like the defenses are down. Mm-hmm. People want to know what's going on, and it's like I said, I think it's a total good so far.
Yeah. It is. It's crazy. Elm Park is a very popular place for people to go in Worcester. Elm Park, until a month ago, had a reputation for being where you go after dark to die.
Yeah, sadly appropriate.
It's very nice during the day.
During the day, it's great. Awesome playground.
But you don't go there after dark. Yeah. Like everybody knew that. That's just a thing you understood. Yeah. You go there, you're gonna run into trouble. If you're looking for trouble, you'll find it. Yeah. Now you can go to Elm Park. You can go to the Common, and until the cops kick you out. And even though, let's be fair. I was down at the Common at like 1 a.m. recently. Mm-hmm. The cops came down and they were like, "Listen, guys, y'all gotta go." But because our boss told us to come down here and tell you to go home. Yeah. But we're going to be gone in 20 minutes. So if you want to come back after that, then we won't be here. It's like, so even the cops are understanding. Yeah. They're like, there's nothing bad happening.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Which is, It's weird. We're going to, soon be in a situation where cops are going to come up to a group of kids at night and not immediately assume a drug deal is happening.
Right.
They're going to look at the phones and say, okay, maybe they might actually just be, having fun.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, legal fun.
So I was walking around today for a few hours. I wanted to get some K's in to incubate some eggs.
Look at him with the lingo. Get some K's in.
Some K's.
Rocking the K's.
Rocking the ketamine.
That
Special K.
No, that's the old Elm Park activities again.
Oh, damn it.
Right.
I missed all the good times. So I was walking around, and I've always got, like I've mentioned that I spent some money on this game. Mm-hmm. So I bought some incubators, and I feel like you've got to multitask in this game. If I'm walking around, then I need like 6 eggs all incubating at the same time.
Okay.
That's the way every single step I take
counts. Yeah.
Yeah, it counts.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest. There were a lot of eggs hatching today.
Mm-hmm.
Within a 5-minute span of time, I hatched 4 eggs, and it was like Pidgeys and like Zubats and Rattatas, and it's like what is I just have awful luck.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then a 10K egg must have hatched,
mm-hmm.
and it was a Snorlax, and this is like my new favorite Pokemon. Right. he's big and adorable and just like super cuddly, and the one I got had over 1,000 CP. Right. And it was just...
Okay, that makes up for the Pidgeys.
Made up for all the Pidgeys. So what did I do? I took a screen grab, and I sent it to everybody I knew. Like, everybody. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, show's over. Feelings hurt.
That's okay.
And the response was awesome.
Yeah.
I sent one to I sent the picture to my ex, and like, look what I just hatched. And the response was, go kill yourself.
But that's a positive response.
Because it was a positive response because like Max was just jealous.
Yeah.
Super jealous. I'm like, that's awesome. Right? And then Andrew at work, I sent it to him, and he sent me a picture back of something that he just hatched. And he was jealous of my Snorlax.
Game related or something?
Nope, totally game related.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It's just great that you couldn't wipe the smile off my face while I'm standing alone in the park.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, if I was playing, Counter-Strike or something, I had an awesome turnout in a round, and I screen capped that and sent it to everybody.
Yeah,
they were like, "I don't care. Who cares? Great, you have this many headshots."
Right.
But yeah, like you said, everyone's just like, "Oh, way to go!" Like, when does that happen?
Yeah.
When does that happen?
Everyone is playing this game.
Yeah.
Non-gamers are playing this game. Gamers are playing this game. What now? I want to take a step back though from Pokemon Go. We were talking a little bit about the game you were playing before all of this.
Yes. So when I first played Pokemon Go, I didn't really know the backstory. I'm like, I was walking around my neighborhood and like, all these Pokestops, these are all Ingress stops. And I was one of the 10 people who played Ingress.
And I know, just in case anybody doesn't know, do you want to explain what that is?
Ingress was a augmented reality game. It was originally released. It was Niantic still, but I think I could be getting this wrong, and I'm sure you folks will let us know. But they were part of Google, and then they got spun out, or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was in a lot of ways very similar to Pokemon Go. You walked around the real world. There were places where you could claim them for your team. Just similar to gyms, except there were more of them. Like things that are Pokestops now were places that you could just grab as bases.
Yeah.
And it was a lot more combative though. Like you had to set up like a base and put weapons on it, and when other people came by, they had to attack, and you had to hope that the defenses you set up would defend it against them. Yeah. And it was more about claiming territory. Like everything was about claiming territory.
So Pokemon Go naysayers have pointed to the Pokemon Go and been like, it's just a reskin Ingress.
And
am I saying that right? Ingress?
Ingress, yeah. And at a certain point, by a very literal definition, yes, it is a reskinning of Ingress. Just like, they had the base code and they threw the Pokemon thing over the top of it. But the attitude and the gameplay are very different. It's not about trying to beat up the other team necessarily. Yeah. Yes, there's the gym battles, but even then, they flip so fast that nobody cares. And all the Pokestops, instead of you having to go in there and put your missiles and all that, you're actually getting all these bonuses from it just for visiting. With Ingress, you actually had to take it and attack it, and you might get bonuses. So instead of being, by definition a violent, a military-esque. That's not even a word.
Is it not?
I'm
giving you a pass.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's the entire vibe is very different. Now, Ingress is still probably a very good game, and I'm going to admit there may be some of you are screaming right now saying, no, Ingress isn't like that. I did stop playing fairly early on because the story I was telling Brian was, whereas with Pokemon Go, you can walk around pretty much any populated place in the country right now and see people playing. In my 3 months of playing Ingress, I met one person once. And not because of that, but pretty much immediately after that, I stopped playing. Because, yes, there weren't as many people playing, but even on top of that, there was no real incentive to meet these other people because they were kind of the enemy. And it's not really the same. Even though there are multiple teams out there, it's not the...
There are multiple teams, but you can walk around the park, or you can do whatever you want. You can meet people, and it doesn't matter what team they're on.
Right.
It's the whole gym battle thing is sort of. I mean, even though your name does come up if you're controlling the gym, you don't know who that person is.
Yeah.
So the teams are very secondary in this.
And I don't know. Maybe this is me speaking out of school because I actually claimed a gym for myself, but. Fighting a gym is less about holding the gym. It's more about what's the cool stuff I can get if I hold it for long enough.
Yeah, totally.
It's not about we need to cut this for a team, period.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, I held it for 24 hours. Cool, I got some coins.
Right. So I don't want to go on too long. I think that's good enough because again, if people like this video, then we'll do another one and we can elaborate a little bit more. We can tell some more stories. So we just really wanted to kind of show the world, I guess, the great thing that's happening in our community, which I'm sure is identical or very similar to what's happening in other communities around the country.
Add one more thing. There's the other complaint. There's the Ingress players, which hey guys, chill. Yeah. And actually, I know some Ingress players who are cool with Pokemon Go too. So we're not labeling all of you like that, but you know who you are. The other thing is there are people who are just naysayers about gaming. Overall, or just mobile games, and I work at I work for the Worcester Fencing Club. Yay! Check out fencing; it's awesome. But someone I work with there, we were talking about Pokemon Go, and she rolled her eyes and she said, "Oh, great! Another reason for people to stick their faces in their phone."
Mm-hmm.
And initially I was like, "Yeah, I guess you're kind of right," but then I was like, "No, you couldn't be more wrong," because maybe those people who would they just be sticking their faces in their phone. But they'd be doing that at home alone in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Those same people now have a reason to get out, to socialize, to meet other people, to walk around. One thing you'll hear over and over again is like, "I gave me a reason to get out and get exercise and meet new people." And when's the last time any game has ever done that?
Right.
Even pre-video games, chess does not do that.
Right.
Okay.
Well, there's those people in the park,
but they don't walk around.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And they hustle each other.
I'm saying I was a hater on this game before I played it. I again am the archetypical. See, we're all making up words today. Archetypical loner. Video gamer and video game geek who does not want to leave their house.
Misanthrope. That's what we're looking for.
There we go. It got me out. We went down to the park. We talked to people today. We had fun and made me social. That's not something a game has ever done, ever.
No,
ever.
This is something new.
I avoid multiplayer like the plague.
Yeah. Oh God, no. That's a whole other discussion there. Yeah. Even if I do play, my sound is off. My mic is down. Yep. I do not want to hear what some 13-year-old thinks of my skills.
Right. He's speaking in Japanese.
Well, that would be fine. If that was spoken Japanese.
Oh, because you can't understand. You'd be like, go ahead, talk away.
I mean, this is completely off topic, but way back in the days of LAN centers,
Oh, jeez.
Me and a couple of friends went to play Counter-Strike, so I'm very old. And we were, I don't know, he was probably in our 20s. And there was, just obnoxious, like everything you think of when you think of like a 12-year-old playing. And so it was us three against him and his buddies, DE Dust, if anyone cares. And all of a sudden, headshot. And finally I'd had enough. I turned around and said, "I have a job." They kept laughing. I felt better.
Okay.
Then my friend said, "I have a girlfriend," which made us feel even better.
But that is the trump card. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for checking out Gaming Without Parole. Thanks for coming to Without Parole Games at YouTube.
And to definitely subscribe to the channel. If you like what you saw, please comment below, like the video, tell us what else you want to see us do, and we will be happy to oblige.
All right. And play Pokemon Go. Seriously.
Seriously.
No, you. Right there.
Wait, you're pointing to yourself?
No, him. Next to me.
Oh, that's me.
No. Oh.
I'm going to go play Pokemon Go.
Okay.
For Gaming Without Parole, my name's Brian Paul.
My name's Dezrah.
We'll see you next week.